Listen to this. 5 things that black people can do today to affect change in our community. Number 1, stop supporting rap music. Rap music profits from our destruction. They do nothing but promote negative stereotypes about black people. Number 2, stop voting for Democrats.
My favorite.
Democrats have been using black people for the last 60 years. They do nothing but use us for our votes. Number 3, if you know a man that's not taking care of his children, call him and let him know that he's a disgusting piece of trash.
Preach.
And he's the reason why, the main reason why, the black community is in the situation that it's in right now. Number 4, stop supporting race hustlers like Black Lives Matter. They do nothing but profit from our division. And number 5, my favorite, stop looking at white people to fix our problems.
Ooh.
Look at black folks to fix the problem because we're the ones in it.
Listen to this.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I wanted to go into this video to basically, I would say, dissect some of the parts that are right and and a lot of the parts that are wrong. And reason being is because there's no such thing as fixing the black community. The black community was technically never a thing because they never got together. They don't actually do things together. They just always kept doing all the messed up things in the society. And of course, it's understandable. It's understandable. Our people want to have another wants to see our people do better, but they're caught in the can't get right spirit. And hell, even just, I don't know how some of these videos I found from this guy, black conservative, and hell, it's in his name. These are just like the black only Israelites, but these people are just in the world. It's just black only, when it's more than just black. It's way more than just black. These people don't understand. It is not their fault, but they just don't understand that it is more to anything than just the black community. So I'm gonna go straight into this, and let's get started with dissecting, right?
Things that black people can do today to affect change in our community. Number 1, stop supporting rap music. Rap music profits from our destruction.
Now, in that one, he is right. Rap music, through social media is the biggest one, more than just rap music, because it's even in R&B, and even it is in R&B, rap, and so on and so forth. Anything that promotes our men being weaker and the women being, as they say, the bad bitches, and then our men being hustlers and gangbangers and killers, and the women being whores. But even as my father would tell me, this type of thing's been going on even before the rap started coming in real bad. Because before rap, I listened to some of the music for back then, it was more about telling the story rather than just the same thing over and over and over again. Because that's all you get. It's the same thing over and over again. People think it's some new big thing that sounds better than someone else's. And all it is the same shit. But it creates more wicked activity. Why? Because it's the same. It keeps them locked in that same position, right? Let's actually let's continue a little bit more.
Do nothing but promote negative stereotypes about black people. Number 2, stop voting for Democrats.
My favorite.
Democrats have been using black people for the last 60 years. They do nothing but use us for our votes.
And so that's another one that does not really even matter, because Democrats, Republicans, it's all the same shit, believe it or not. A lot of people would tell you otherwise, but neither side's done anything for the so-called black community. The black community, whether it's been Democrats or Republicans, would have been the same fate regardless. Why? Because the Lord does everything. Just like no matter what president you put into office, it will still be the same thing going on every time. So even back that up, this is Isaiah 45:7. It says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." So the Lord sets up who He wants. The Lord is the one who sets who He's like. The Lord is the one who basically sets up the scenarios, who He wants to fall, who He wants to rise. Doesn't matter who you put in the office. Doesn't matter who you vote for. The fate is still the same, because it's still His story. It's still the Lord's story. It's His movie, His chess piece. So nothing changes there. But let's keep going.
Number 3, if you know a man that's not taking care of his children, call him and let him know that he's a disgusting piece of trash.
Preach.
And he's the main reason why the black community is in the situation that it's in right now.
Now, understandable. It makes sense for a man to be taking care of his child rather than them just up and leaving, especially if they have a good woman that's actually there to willingly to have their back. But then you got a lot of women that will chase off that man, not even willing. I mean, the man that don't even be willing to try to run away. He's just forced to. And then the mothers raise up the children thinking the father left them, and the whole time she pushed him out. Now, even going further to what he said, it's not the main reason why the black community is the way it is right now. That's far from the main reason. The main reason is Esau. He's the one who sets up and actually pushed these drugs and made the women on top and made the men lower, the men weaker. The fathers had nothing much to do with it. Especially since Esau sets up these women to be higher and mighty than the fathers. So they could push them out of the houses. So they give them credit cards, their own house, their own quote-unquote rights. They say you can do this, you have an abortion, you can do that. Esau is the main problem. He is our enemy. Even if you put these fathers back inside the house, it ain't gonna change shit. Because guess what? They'll still be accepting of the society, telling their children you could do this and you could do that. You could be a transformer. It'll be okay if you're a flame. It's a terrible time to put the fathers back in the house, because it's just going to make things worse. And believe it or not, there's you go into Social Security, you'll see a lot of parents up there. Even hell, I've seen a lot of men in there more than women at sometimes for their children. So like I may be mixing that with social service. So like it's social service. And it's a lot of fathers in there. They have their child and everything. Some with the baby mothers with them. So again, it may the typical stereotype is that a lot of children don't have no fathers. True. But that was a bad time to put them into the house. Because they'll be the same ones teaching, oh yeah, you can smoke weed and all this other stuff. There's no discipline in the households now, even if you put the fathers in there. The only way your child is raised right is if they started probably around my time. You put them in, hell, I give them even 2010. But 2020, from that start, I'm sorry, even 2015, when they started promoting, I think it was 2010, I could be wrong. It was probably a little earlier when they started promoting the whole flame thing. You put the fathers in the households and say, oh, you could do this and do that. You done cursed the bloodline. You done messed up everything. The whole order is already messed up. So no, that is not right. So this is Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Now, saying that you want to fix the black community in itself is already the wrong type of mindset to have. Because guess what? You're still in hands with Esau. You're still going to do these things. You're still going to go around killing each other. Even if you was to quote unquote fix the black community just a little bit, it will still have so many problems that can never be fixed. But even then, even with a lot of the fathers out of the homes, or you can even have a father in the home nowadays, so long as either one of them or the father, the child is of the elect or the hopeful elect, the Lord does everything, as I read in Isaiah 45:7. So everybody, there's a different walk of life among everybody. But let's go a little bit more.
Number 4, stop supporting race hustlers like Black Lives Matter. They do nothing but profit from our division.
So there's not much to say on that, because y'all are way too late to even start saying don't support them. They already got the money out of you people. Just like the churches get the money out of people every time. It don't make a difference. Y'all fell for the hook, line, and sinker.
And number 5, my favorite. Stop looking at white people to fix our problems. Look at black folks to fix the problem, because we're the ones in it.
And that's the problem again. If that was the case, we would have been done it. Look at the BGFs. Look at all the freedom fighters and then said we need to do this and do that. Even made an appearance saying that, yeah, we're going to do this and do that, but never done it. It's not a thing. This is Jeremiah 11:14. It says, therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. So, I mean, this is what the Lord told us to do for guys like this, because they're going to figure out the hard way. No matter what you do for the black community, it won't work. Especially when this dollar crash, people go nuts. Let's see what your black community does then. But guess what? Nothing will change, because the black community is still doing the same thing they're doing now. It won't change. There's no amount of news on TV that will prove that the black community is fixed. Because it's not a thing. You have all these people telling you have this guy telling all these people to do this and do that. How many people's actually going to do it? The real question is, how many people are really going to listen? You raise an audience, but that audience is not even doing what you say to do. So that goes to show you that the words of this world is nothing but foolishness. And that's all it will ever be. This is Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. And they call their lands after their own names. And this is primarily going to Esau, but this is even our own people. Why? Because guess what they're doing? Guess what this guy is saying? It's nothing. He didn't say nothing about being prepared for the downfall of this place. That's not his mindset. His mindset is fixing the community inside this place. Fixing. That is a problem. Because he believes that the black community, the black community is going to continue forever. And it's not. He has that mindset of, if we fix this black community, we can be great again. It doesn't work that way. Especially since you're in a messed up society where its own people is messed up. And we still even go off for a lot of things. But what more of them? They go off continually. Just to even say they're trying to fix the black community and the society is wrong. Why? Because they just digging themselves deeper into a ditch. But that's pretty much all I have going to that. So, little one, this is a little edifying. With that, shalom.